Well, hello once again, Valheim Vikings. Tech Coder here with another of the concept videos for the server that we're building. We're going to do an in-game big blast of all kinds of different buildings, and I've been playing around with these, what I call concept video buildings. And this one's the bank. Now, I'm going to go today, this is a little bit different. Instead of me showing you how I built it step by step by step, I'm just going to walk you through and show you some of the design considerations I've had to get into and some of the challenges I've had and so on and so forth. And that way you'll see kind of how it's built, but also you'll see more of the challenges. And so it's a little bit different than I did with the other ones. I started off and I just put a stick in the ground basically and built up a floor. I had kind of an idea of what I wanted to do. I wanted to have the three main areas I wanted to work with is I wanted to have a teller area, I wanted to have the bank, obviously the vault, and then I wanted to have, because there's these personal boxes, there are personal trunks that we can get in Valheim, and I wanted to use those for things like the security boxes. So I wanted to kind of have those three. That was what I had in mind, and I started off in a back corner, and I'm just going to run around over here to the back, and we're going to finish some of this together, so I'll show you some of these things. But I wanted to show you how I just started. I stuck that stick in the ground right over there, and I put a floor, and I started building it. I said, well, I'm going to need it about probably 7 or 8 wide, so I put that in there, and then I just started building the floor a little bit, and just to get an idea. And then I started putting walls up. I wanted the strongest walls that I knew of, and this is it, without putting iron in them. You can put iron in them, but you can't see it. And I wanted them to look strong from the outside. And this is a thing I found out just a few days ago. You can actually build these walls out of wood, and then you take these, the stake walls, and you put them in there, and you can just you get them snapped in correctly there. Oops, I want to turn it the right way. And there's a reason I turned them this way. For the outside, I wanted this to look very strong, and so that's what I did. And you can see they're pretty simple to put in there. And notice what I've got here is this one where I put the roof on there. I pulled it down a little bit, and that's because if I put it in normally, the stakes would be way up here like that. And I just didn't like the look of it. I wanted it to look a little bit nicer, so I pulled them down here so you can snap it into the other side. And then I'm going to put this one in so we can see that that's done. Okay, so this second level is going to go in here. Now, when you're building these, you got to be real careful oh, I didn't really want to show you the inside of the bank just yet, but anyway, you got to be real careful to build the wooden wall first, and we'll get back into that. And so now let's go ahead and, instead of that little sneak peek, let's just go ahead and show you the bank. I use these dark wood gates because they're strong and, you know, the bank looking thing. And so we'll have to build this very late in the game, but we might build a different one a little earlier in the game. But obviously you need the iron, you want something strong and everything. So I use the X's a lot in here. And oh, you might have noticed on the outside, I used those because I wanted it to look strong. And before I forget, we want to make sure that we cover the fact that here we see those lines on the stake wall, and here we don't. And that was a design consideration for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted to put these X's here, and if you put the X's on along with those, it just gets real busy looking. And I wanted to make this look strong from the front and also strong from the side, but I didn't really want to build those X's all the way around. And part of the reason is because I wanted the smoother look on the inside. Where we go over here to this wall, you see where it's got the wooden wall and the stake wall, it's nice and smooth looking. And this has got that rough look, and this is, here you can see what I'm talking about. It's just too busy. However, it's pretty easy to put a few banners up here or a trophy or two and cover this and make that look a lot nicer. And so I haven't decided what trophies or anything I'd want to put up, but I was thinking a couple of banners would be nice. 2 or 3 across and all that. But now we've got our little table here for people that they can sign and do the paperwork that they need to, and there's another one over there, and that's nice. And then we've got our tellers. I used the 26 degree X here and made them like a little flooring, and they just worked so nice. I was just happy with that. It just really looked good. And then I took the smaller planks, the little 1x1 wood floor here, and used that for the top. And so then I put the iron 2x2 on there. I wanted to make a little hole, but it just was too much work and too much iron. I don't know, it just didn't look right. So this wound up looking right, and you can, they could pass the money through or whatever. And I mean, you can't get it perfect detail. So I thought that this looked good at a glance, and it worked very well. I used the sconces up here on each of the dark wood. I guess it doesn't show that, but it's the dark wood boards, and that just looked so nice. I didn't really want to put one over here, but without it, it just kind of looked weird. So I put it up there. I don't think I got it quite in the line I'd like to have it. I may want to bring that down just a sconce or just a skosh or whatever. Just bring it down a little bit to line it up better. But it was covering this hinge, and I didn't like that. So anyway, you know how that goes. You just want it all perfect, but you just can't get it there in Valheim. So on this wall, I thought maybe put a I don't know, something, another banner, but I haven't finalized the decoration inside. I wanted to go ahead and show the video before I got everything done, and then later on maybe go back through and do a fly through. So to keep this as short as possible, I wanted to go ahead with this and show, again, I used the X's and the iron together to show strength and keep that X design. An iron gate here, and then a little table for people to be able to come in with their personal boxes. And I know they're not lined up perfectly, and I turned some of them wrong, but you get the idea. The top is a lot better. Again, keeping with that dark wood theme of here and there having it, and keeping that the stake poles flat here. And I know the video jumps right there, and I don't like that where it covers over it, but maybe we'll have to put a banner in here or something to cover over that. But you get the idea here. Now they've got their personal boxes that they could deal with their personal things, and so I thought that was nice. I got my security box area, and that was good. I decided to stay with flat wall in here because it's an interior wall, so I kept it there. But in the vault itself, again staying with the X's and the iron theme there, I came in here and show the iron floor, and I show the iron wall, and so I put those on the inside instead of interior, because if you put the iron inside of the wood, it just disappears. You won't see it at all, and so who cares? Just don't use it. But I wanted to show privacy in your, I was going to just have the iron here, but then it doesn't give privacy if someone were in the bank, and the privacy to the people and their personal stuff and so on and so forth. So I decided to do it this way. It's a little hard to see, as a lot of stuff is in Valheim until you put some torches. And so I'll put a couple of torches here. And now we can see the iron wall, and I haven't completed that. I've still got to put the one by iron piece over there, and so on and so forth. But I was just really doing concept, and it just came out so nice. I didn't want to destroy it and have to rebuild it, because it took a lot of time to build this. And of course, you just put lots and lots and lots of coins in here, so that's going to work. And I got to finish the floor and so on and so forth. But that's the concept of this. So now we've got a vault, and we've got the teller area, which is really nice, and there's plenty of room to walk around. That was one of the problems I had too, because I had to make it a lot deeper than I typically would have. This is 6 blocks wide and 8 blocks deep. and I typically don't like to go more than about 7. But for our village, you know, we've got area, we've got space where we need to, and the 8 just worked out. So I've got to finish the roof. I'm going to have to find some way to support that center of the roof and so on and so forth. But I'll probably use these doors or this wall, and we'll support that and try to run something nice. But I wanted to keep this video, I like to keep them about 10 minutes if I can. This shows you the concept of everything, and I'm going to go ahead and finish this out, and then do like they do a fly through. I don't know how to do those exactly, but I'll walk through again. How's that? And I'm going to clean this up a little bit. But I think the bank turned out really, really well. I'm very happy. Hope you've learned a lot from these design considerations that I've had to do here, and maybe you could build a bank as well from this, and maybe show us your video. Love to see it. Do subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Let me go ahead and finish this up real quick and do a fly through for you. Okay? Thanks for watching.